Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend,
And I'm James, your black friend,
and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything, as long as it's interesting to us.
Absolutely. And it is December 4th. It's December.
Yeah.
December 4th, 2024. It is 8:04 p.m. on the Pacific, left coast, west coast, nothing but the best coast. And we're live.
Yeah.
And we're interactive.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
That means we want your questions. We want your comments. We love all that stuff.
Yeah, we're here to engage and interact with you while also doing what the hell we want to do. Speaking of, I've got a number of things tonight that I want to share with you. First is going to be a treat that is not something that is new. It's something that I have every holiday season. It's kind of a little bit of my gift to myself. I always get this at the holiday season, and it is the Hawaiian Host Aloha Gems.
Okay.
Have you ever had these macadamia nuts covered in premium milk chocolate?
Yep.
So, of course, one of my favorites. I'm just sharing because, we like to, during this time of year, talk about some of our favorite holiday movies and treats and all that kind of stuff. So,
yep. Yeah, those are good.
I've got two more things.
Oh.
You got anything?
Nah. Not tonight.
All right, next up is a drink. So I saw this, and I was like, duh. Why hasn't this been around? 7-Up, Shirley Temple.
Oh, all right.
Pomegranate and cherry soda. So, makes a lot of... Yeah, so grenadine really has some pomegranate juice in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And we got Sandy K checking in already. Hey, dog. Love your energy towards streaming, and I see you are grinding towards achieving your streaming goals. I would love to help you be a part of this journey. Message me here on Discord. Will Brasso.
Doesn't make any sense.
All right. So, again, this is 7 Up, Shirley Temple, which, duh.
Yeah. The fact that that hasn't been around already is kind of weird. I think about it.
It's pretty spot on to what I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, we were making those for years in the restaurants.
Yeah, you would think next will be Coke Roy Rogers. I got one last thing. M&M's. Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, I've been trying to find those. I haven't really looked hard, but I heard about those, and I was like...
So what I'm still unsure about, just looking at it, is there peanut butter in some and jelly in others, or is it all in one? So I'm going to try one piece, and let's see. So
it looks just like peanut butter.
Yeah, but I can taste the jelly.
Oh.
And it tastes like grape jelly.
Oh.
Let's see. I don't really see anything in the ingredients that clarifies what kind, but let's take a look. Proper paper-based packaging designed for a greener future. Don't give a crap.
What's on the? It should, like, what's the jar? Do they have a jar on the cover?
A jar? No. It just says peanut butter and jelly, artificial flavor. I'm gonna just take a couple at once and let's just see. Weird. I think there might be multiple flavors of jelly in here. So I'm going to try just a red one on its own. This one tastes like strawberry jelly. So I'm thinking that depending on which color you get is the type of jelly it tastes like. I don't know. It's good. I actually like it. I wasn't expecting to. I was thinking it probably wouldn't be great. It is very peanut butter strong. It's not. It doesn't seem to be like.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of expecting that anyways, just because they already have the peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah. So those of you joining us tonight, maybe for your first time joining us here at the Fat and Black Connection, maybe you've seen our recent Podmas episodes where I'm doing a whiskey tour of the world and James is doing a beer advent. We will be doing that tonight here on this show. It'll kind of be a little bit of a podcast inside of a podcast where in a little while we're going to kind of reset. We're going to do the Podmas opening. We'll kind of set it up. So we were doing that. And then we'll each do our thing. And then we'll reset back to this show. So don't freak out if you see the opening credits again or the ending video again. Yeah,
we're gonna be back. So
yes, until it cuts out completely, we're still here.
We're still here.
So don't trip. But what do you got going on? What you been up to?
Man, not a whole lot, bro. Just kind of hanging out. not doing a whole lot, just getting some recordings. We got more to do over the next gotta finish up.
How is Oakbridge season 2 coming along?
Pretty good. We do have some sessions we need to make up, but for the most part, and some of those are rescheduled, some of those are scheduled, some of those need to get scheduled, but overall we got a good portion of stuff done. And so just trying to grind it out.
So obviously, without hearing any post-production yet, how are you feeling about just the raw vocal recordings?
I mean, for the most part, I'm happy. There's a couple that I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see.
I guess my question would be, if you don't know, is it like one scene, one actor, one?
Yeah, it's basically it's like, well, there's like two actors, but it just when I was trying to get inflections and things out of them, and it wasn't going. I mean, I mean, like 95. I guess I don't even know how percentage would work in the situation, but 95% everybody is spot on. And actually, probably about 98% of people I'm able to get. There's been like that 2% that I'm just like, it's like I was like, okay, try, give me a little bit of this, and it basically almost come out the same exact way, and it was just like, okay, let's go.
Hmm.
So
And that's one of the actors messaging you because they're pissed because they think you're talking about them.
no, this is something else. I don't even know where that came from. Anyways, but yeah, no, that's but yeah, I mean, like overall, everything is coming out, pretty good. I uh finished up one today. Um I have a number of them actually all the way completed. Um and for the season. And yeah, so we still got some work to do, but it's coming along.
I guess that means something. But
Coming along.
shout out to our boys Lawrence and Diego Iriarte, as well as Jam the Artist. They were at Fan Expo this last weekend
Oh,
in
nice.
San Francisco.
Just
Uh,
Diego in the picture.
I mean, there's another one.
Oh, there,
There's
there you
two
go.
of them.
There they are.
Yeah, so they were repping the brand, if you will, the
Nice.
Icy Sound comic brand. Um, from my understanding, it was a pretty successful show. They did well,
Good.
and got a lot of interested individuals out there.
Good.
So they also tried to do some outreach for Kaboom Con. So
Two.
that's right. It is part two. Um, and speaking of Kaboom Con, you want to take a stab in the dark? How many days away are we till Kaboom Con 2?
Oh, what, like, man, three. I don't even know. Three something. Never mind.
289.
289.
That's insane. 289 days until Kaboom
Oh
Con
yeah.
2025, September 19th
This is September.
through the 21st. What do we got going on at Kaboom Con this year?
So Friday night we got Load In and we got a movie.
We got a movie. What movie?
Ghostbusters 2. So, before the con, make sure you watch Ghostbusters 1 if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, God rest, God help you. But we will be showing Ghostbusters 2. And then Saturday is day 1 of Kaboom Con. Sunday, day 2 of Kaboom Con. Each of those days we'll be having separate costume contests. There will be separate. We have a gaming room that is going to be 2 days, two different things going on in there. We'll have a bunch of raffles and prizes and stuff to give away both days. So that's Saturday and Sunday. And and I can't believe I almost forgot that Saturday night is the ball. We're having what was it? The masquerade.
Ghost and Ghouls.
Yeah, there you go.
Masquerade Ball.
So yeah, so get your
With who?
With Fast Times Dance Party. Yeah, good. That was yeah.
So Fast Times Dance Party. They will be performing live at Kaboom Con 2025.
In the house.
Ghost and Ghouls Masquerade Ball Saturday night, 8
Yep.
p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yep. And then day 2 of Kaboom Con. So this year again, 2 days, but 3 days of events.
Yeah. It's really 3 days. Like if you're thinking about it as, hey, I'm going to go to this thing. Okay, well, you want to plan to be there for the whole thing, right? You don't want to just show up
one day
for 1 day. Like,
what?
And by all means, if you're that person where, hey, I just want to come check it out because I'm con curious, that's what we're here for. This is this is your introductory con, right? Like this is
This is Intro to Con 101.
yeah. If you've been con curious and you want to check one out, this is the way to do it. Raffles, balls, and ghouls. Now that's a Pratt.
Actually,
Yeah.
what's up, Daryl? I actually randomly, I didn't even know he came through the airport the other day,
Yes, he told me.
and I was like, I was like, what are you doing here, bro? So
What I'm curious, Daryl, what exactly a Pratt is?
it's that voice to text thing.
Ah, Raffles, balls, and ghouls.
Jeff wasn't here, so I had to do it for him.
Or he is, and he's just trolling in the ether.
Oh,
But yeah, so we've got Friday night. So Friday, the reason going back to what I was saying, like it is an all day, 3 days really. Kel D checking in. I am con curious. Good. Well, then you need to come to Kaboom Con because it is the perfect event for you.
actually, Daryl, I think you should need to maybe put that A after the T. I don't know.
Pataya? Partay? Oh, you think he's going for partay,
Partay,
not partya.
not partya.
I say, do you remember?
Partya.
Actually, the hilarious thing to me about the event is one of the songs that I've requested that the band do is September, but unfortunately they'll be performing on the 20th.
Well, you can always change the day.
Parta? I think he's trolling us now.
Yeah, he's just.
Gosh darn it, Daryl.
I'm just gonna keep putting words out here. They'll keep saying them. Got them.
Oh, this is so funny. Ha ha ha. Did I ever tell you about the hold on, let me finish on the Kaboom Con, then remind me to tell you a story about Daryl.
Right.
So Kaboom Con, really get into town on Friday. If you're not from the area, if you're not from Carson, you're not from Northern Nevada, come into town, come in Friday, fly in Friday. The movie screening is going to be at 8:00 at night.
You got time to come in, get settled, and rest up.
Yeah, come in, check out the movie. I'm sure we're going to be working again with, of course, we've got the fantastic Visit Carson City on our side, and they're going to be helping us get some amazing deals with the local hotels. Last year we stayed at Gold Dust West. We know some folk that stayed over at the Hardman House. So there's plenty of hotels in Carson, plenty of rooms. So come to Carson for this event. Fly in on Friday or drive in on Friday. Come to the movie Friday night. Go out. We'll probably party Friday night. Saturday is going to be con all day. Ghosts and Ghouls Ball Saturday night. Probably an after party after the Ghost and Ghouls Ball.
After the party is the after party.
Mm-hmm. And then Sunday, again, con all day. So it's going to be a fun weekend. You don't want to miss it. If you're a vendor, I would highly suggest coming into town Thursday. That way you can get set up Friday, and because we're planning to get the floor open, ready for you to load in at noon.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
You got hours.
Yeah, so you've got plenty of time to get set up, get ready.
No excuses.
We're giving you noon to 6 to get ready.
Yay.
Because we want to have a vendor exclusive event where you guys get to just walk around and take a look at the other vendors that you're there with. Ghostbusters 2 had the Bobby Brown jam on that soundtrack. Yes,
Sure
it
did.
did. Well, I guess we're gonna have to take control.
We got.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. They call the Ghostbusters in control.
Had a throwing party for a bunch of children while under the ground the slime was moving.
So they packed up the whip.
Got the proton packs on the backs and they split.
Found out about Vigo, the master of Eagle.
Evil tried to battle my boys. That's not
legal. Oh, Leo.
Okay. before we have to pay royalty.
Yeah, right. Party. So is this like golf? You go golfing?
Party. That's part 3.
Ah.
Part 3 course.
So, anyways, Kaboom Con's gonna be a lot of fun. Tickets are not on sale yet. They won't be going on sale till probably early mid next year. Last year we did them earlier, but nobody was buying. So
there are people that are. I mean, we have some people who will be attending this year because they won tickets last year.
That's true. We already have some contest winners from the cosplay contest year 1. So be exciting to have them back. You know, the other song that was in the Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack that I love, and I love that version, is Higher and Higher.
Yeah.
Your love lifted me higher.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty walking down the street using the
NES freaking
big joystick. Joystick controller. Classic.
Yes. There's also on that soundtrack, Run DMC does a version of the Ghostbusters theme song.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. That soundtrack actually was pretty lit. Pretty lit. So
he sounds so white saying it's pretty lit.
No, now you sound white. Yes, guys. Well, you know, I really enjoy those hip hop jams. My favorite is Michael Jackson's jam with that Heavy D guy. Anyways,
man, I miss Heavy D.
So KaboomCon's 289 days away. So how long is the cruise now?
And that means that's like what, 300 something?
You're really bad at this. It's 50. That math ain't right. Hold on. That math ain't right. Something's wrong with that. Hold on. I got to check that because that doesn't sound right to me. If KaboomCon's 289 days away, checking. Hold, please. The cruise is February 16th. That's right, 439 days.
Okay. Never mind.
So 150-day difference. I guess that is right. 150 days between KaboomCon and the cruise.
150 days.
So we're going on a Panama Canal cruise.
Yep.
15 days.
Yep.
Leaving out of Miami.
Party in the city where the heat is on.
Daryl's old stomping grounds. And it's going to go down, hit up some countries, go through the Panama Canal, hit up some more countries, come back up the other side. And
actually, pretty much just hit up we hit up like 2 countries on the way. Yeah, never mind.
And then we go to LA and we call it a day.
Yeah.
On the Norwegian Bliss NCL.
Yep.
Same ship we did our Alaska cruise on.
Yep.
So it's nice because we already know where everything is.
Yep.
You got any update? Are we doing the Haven? What are you thinking?
Man, at this rate, I don't know, man. I would like to do it, but at the same time, I think just the balcony room's gonna be it, man.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's pretty disappointing, man.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, yeah, I would like to do it, but yeah, struggling right now. A little bit of struggle right now.
Struggle is real. Well, if you're interested in the Panama Canal cruise, hit us up. Check out our Facebook page. We also have an exclusive private group for those that are going on the cruise. But if you're interested, hit us up on Facebook. We'll get you the link, get you into the group, and then
who's the new director again, or a coordinator?
I think his name's Ian.
Okay, I think that sounds right. I think that's it.
That's right. We do have a new personal cruise consultant. Seems like a nice guy. So I do need to hit him up here in the near future to make some slight adjustments to things. But yeah. So we are live. It is December 4th, 2024, 8:26 p.m. And I'm thinking now is a good time for us to do our Podmas. What do you think? So for those of you watching, what's going to happen is we're about to do like an intro reel, and then we're going to kind of like reset the show to do Podmas, which if you don't know what that is, it's 24 days leading up to Christmas. And what we've been doing is I've been doing a whiskey tour of the world, and you've been doing a beer advent calendar, and so except we've been doing them separately. Me on my own, you on your own, pretending he's not with me. Or- and so this one's gonna be a little different because we're doing it together. But what's gonna happen is ultimately after we finish this episode of Fat and Black Connection tonight, we're gonna extract this video and load that up over onto the YouTube page for people
Consumption.
people to consume just that, because some people are just watching the Pudmas. They're not necessarily watching us here on the Fat and Black Connection.
Sad.
Yeah, they're missing out on all this fat goodness. So with that said, we're going to reset and we're going to go into Podness. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Hold on. What's going on? Here we go. And good evening, everyone. I am your whiskey drinking friend, Mark.
And I'm your beer drinking friend, James.
And this is the 2024 Podmas for the Fat and Black Connection.
Yeah.
We are so happy that you're here to join us. This is our first time this season doing this together.
Yeah.
We've been doing our prior episodes alone, 1 through 3. This is day 4. It is December 4th. 4 days into the season. How has your beer drinking been?
I mean, so it's been good, but like I'm already kind of like, some of them have been, a couple of them caught me off guard.
In a good way?
In a good way, but like, so there's been a lot of pale ales. I got a bi-coastal pale ale, which I'd never heard of, or IPA, which was actually pretty good. I've had a pale ale. I can't even seem to. I've been trying to look it up, and I can't seem to find it.
So is this beer advent thing you bought? Is it all just pale ales, or what the heck?
That's what. There is. So that's the thing is that on the website they actually have one that's just pale. Excuse me. They have one that's just pale ales. So I don't know. I've had a number of them in here, but we'll see what tonight holds.
All right. Well, I will say I'm much more impressed with my my set. No offense.
Your set's really nice.
It comes with these nice. They almost look like books.
Yeah,
and they go inside of a nice case. So it'll be nice to display long term. But I will say I've had 3 whiskeys so far, and the to me, not surprising, is that my favorite has been Nick Nean, which is a Scotch whiskey out of Scotland.
Nick Nean?
Nick Nean. But it did also come with a set of 2 glasses with the Whiskey Tour of the World logo. So tonight is night 4, and I will be drinking Stauning Distillery Danish whiskey, Danish rye whiskey, more specifically. So before I crack this thing open, for you on the screen, you can kind of make it out, but I here have the guidebook. And whiskey number 4, Stauning Distillery Denmark rye whiskey, 48% alcohol by volume. Floor malting. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? Floor malting is a rare traditional method of malting grains in a small batch that allow for greater control of the the grain, delivering authentic character and depth of flavor and transferring the elegance and beauty of the Danish West Coast to the whiskey. This is a lost practice in most places, and very few distilleries floor malt 100% of their grains.
Hmm.
And taste and character, designed in Denmark. So here's where we get the tasting notes. So this is the important part, of course. On the nose, we should have some freshly baked rye bread and warm spices. On the palate, ripe cherries, smoked tea, and citrus fruits. And then on the finish, vanilla and a peppery finish. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. So let's, just out of the bottle, cracked it open. It has a very soft, subtle scent. Not very strong, not stinging the nose yet, but let's
sting the nostrils.
Let's pour about half in. So each of these is 50 milliliter, which is about a double shot. And so we're going to let it breathe a little bit. And I'm trying to save a little bit for you, so eventually next time I see you, you can try each of these. Unless it's the Nick Nean, I might not save that for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I thank you, but you don't have to. I'm not really a whiskey guy, so.
So when you smell these, you really want to get your nose all up in there. What?
Just all.
Yeah, you just. Oh,
don't make sure you don't inhale it. Don't inhale it. Just inhale the fumes. Don't get it in. Don't get that liquid in your nose.
I will say it is very peppery on the scent.
It didn't have that. I thought the pepper was supposed to be the finish.
That's what it says. So
I don't remember rye bread tasting peppery or smelling peppery.
So freshly baked rye bread and warm spices. So that's at the nose. That's like right at the tip, right as soon as you taste it.
Oh, okay.
And the palate is going to be, so that's on the middle back of your tongue.
Yeah.
Ripe cherry, smoked tea, and citrus, and then finishes as it's going down your throat. That's the vanilla and peppery finish. So let's see. Ooh. There is a lot going on there. I am definitely getting the freshly baked rye bread. I'm definitely getting the ripe cherries, and I'm definitely getting the smoked tea. I am not getting vanilla at all on the back. I'm not really getting the peppery finish, which I'm not complaining about. But I'm not really getting any citrus. Let's see.
Yeah, get that other sip, son.
Whew. It's good. It is very warming. It's a nice whiskey. It's definitely
this is one of those wintertime whiskeys.
I would say so. I think it is definitely very much a seasonal whiskey, and it makes sense that this came out of Denmark, one of those most northern countries.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got a lot going on. Like I said, it definitely is not underwhelming at all. So, yeah,
there's a lot going on here.
There really is. But like I said, I like it. I think I could see this being, again, a seasonal drink. It's not something I would want to mix with anything. Maybe I could see doing this on the rocks. So I have been doing everything straight, you know, because I want to be consistent as I try these. But this might actually be one that on the rocks might be worthwhile looking into.
What about some nog?
Maybe. I'm not a nog guy, so
me neither. I just
but I think rather
I did have
nog,
something. I did have something the other day that was supposed to be like, it was like it was a ice cream flavor, and it was supposed to be like eggnog, and it didn't taste whole. Like, nah, still not good. But I'm not I don't think I want a whole scoop of it or whatever.
Yeah, I would say rather than nog, I would do this maybe on the rocks, or I feel like it's very much it's very seasonal.
It's its own thing. There's a lot of there's a lot of flavors going on there.
Like that Nick Nean that I mentioned, I could see drinking that like as a daily or an after dinner drink, right? Where this, I feel like this has to be holiday, sitting in front of a fireplace, like whatever. I don't know, but it's good. I would put it out of the 4 I've had so far. I would probably put it third.
Baby, it's cold outside. Yeah.
But yeah, what do you got for us?
All right. Yeah. Let me get my box. Yeah. Good old beer advent box. All right. So as I've been doing, just recap. Bam. We got that. I gotta figure this light out.
You could just turn it off for this part.
I could. Well, I don't know if it's gonna. It's.
Where'd you go?
It goes too dark. Oh, maybe I'll try. Maybe let me try this one. That's a little bit better. Gotta. No, not really. Beast of Both Worlds. That was the East. It's East Coast flavor, West Coast clarity. That was the bi-coastal IPA. Day 2 was the original Dales. This was an American Pale Ale. Yesterday, that was the Unholy American Tripel Ale. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And today, let's get in here, is day 4. So today's beer, let's see here. This is Sunshine City India Pale Ale. So this is a Sunshine
Another
City
pale ale.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here. Anyways, but this is it says on the can 768 days of sunshine. This is brewed and canned in St. Petersburg, Florida. Green Bench Brewery, or Brewing Company. I apologize. And it says St. Petersburg, otherwise known as the Sunshine City, holds a Guinness World Record for logging the most consecutive days of sunshine that started in 1967 and lasted an insane 768 days. In celebration of our beautifully sunny city, Sunshine City IPA was designed to be as bright as the warmest summer day. On the other side, it says, packed with hop flavor and aroma, we double dry hop this beer with equal parts Mosaic, Citra, and Azeka. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm about to double check on some of these things. I'll get back to you. Hops for an insanely tropical profile, reminiscent of tangerine, nectar, papaya, peach, kiwi, and pineapple. So again, like you had a lot of flavors. This one apparently is supposed to have a lot of flavors too. Let's check it out.
It sounds like it'll be right up your alley.
Yeah, it does actually. I really like some of the like that. I've had a couple beers that like the tangerines and some of the different nectars and things like that. So
I'm really curious as to if the audience just saw whatever the heck it was that was flying around your head a moment ago after you cracked that can. It was like there was a bunch of dust or something just went flying up by your head.
No, I don't know. Let's see here. Almost done. There we go. Yeah.
Healthy head.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Gotta get your nose in there.
It'll be right in the head. No, but I can. It has a little bit of a hoppy smell to it, but not too bad. It's and it's got good clarity. Again, a lot of these beers have had really good clarity. So they look a lot like the beers that I would drink, like the wheat beers and the Blue Moons and things like that. I've mentioned that before. But let's take a. I get some of the tangerine. I definitely get that. A little bit of pineapple. I can taste the pineapple I'm tasting on the end there. I'm not really getting the kiwi or anything, but overall, not a bad drink. Again, this is another one that I probably wouldn't have if I might not have got it if it wasn't in this box. The same with a number of the beers that I've had in here so far. Like most likely, if I saw them, I might just be like, nah, let me get something that I know. But this is a good way. Like I said, it's a discovering a new beer. If you know about it, cool. If tell me how you like it. If you've never heard of it before, hey, if you like IPAs, maybe give it a shot. So I said, this is one of those things where like I said, I probably would not have found it if it wasn't in this box right now. So yeah, so far so good. I haven't really done a ranking or anything on the beers, so I'll leave that to you on the whiskeys. But yeah, this is another one that I definitely could see myself drinking again. There's only been like one that I've had so far where I'm like, probably not. But like this was definitely one. This captures that summer feel. I definitely know where they're going with. I've had a couple beers that are, like Lindenberg and things like that have those kind of summery flavors, and in here, it definitely tastes like that.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us tonight for night 4 Podmas. We will be back separately probably tomorrow with night 5, but who knows? I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are the only nights we could do it together. So, there's always a possibility you'll get a double dose again. But worst case, you get 2 individual episodes.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us for Podmas Night 4, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we're back. That was our podcast inside of a podcast, or our Podmas inside of a podcast, I suppose. So we had a couple comments. Daryl asked, is it single malt or whiskey from Scotland? I assume he's talking about the Nicnean that I referenced. It is an organic single malt, as a matter of fact. And then Daryl said, it's Danish, not Colombian. And I guess that's because I was sniffing, maybe thinking it's the Yayo. He is from Miami, after all.
Yeah. No, that's a state. That's a. Isn't that a food group in Miami?
Yes, indeed. Oh, so some things to talk about. I mean, Oak Bridge, we already talked about, so that can go away.
Well, so, we got new numbers though.
We do. We're so on Friday, I guess technically Saturday, the season 1 gag reel released, which is just a bunch of you going.
Not me. I think I only said like one thing in there. But yeah, no, it was good fun because I was remembering a lot of those conversations. Just some of those just went off the rail.
Yeah, so if you haven't had the chance yet, head over to your favorite podcast platform, download the most recent episode of Oak Bridge, which is the season 1 gag reel, hosted by James and Joe Bly, the amazing audio wizard. Y'all fancy. I don't know about that.
A little bit. Not really.
But go check out Oak Bridge if you haven't. Season 1 is done. That's it. Yep. There will not be anything more to do with season 1. It's all about.
You can go back and listen to it as many times as you want, though.
Please do. As a matter of fact,
all day.
But I wanted to talk about a couple things that we talked about last week. Um, so you asked me about if I had seen Wicked,
Yeah.
which at the time I hadn't.
Hmm.
However, I have now.
Nice.
So I want to speak on that for a couple of minutes.
Speak on it.
So before going to see it, I watched a bootleg of the Broadway show, the original with Kristen Chenoweth and
Adina Menzel.
yes. So I wanted to be fully versed in the original from all aspects, right? The whole show, not just the soundtrack. Because I've heard some of the songs from Wicked with those two before, of course.
Right. Yeah.
And I will say, having watched it and watched the original Broadway production, um, I still was not impressed. I think it is extremely poorly written. I think it is a good flashy show. It's that good like big Broadway show with big costumes and big sets and all of that kind of stuff. But the singing was good. The acting was decent. But the script, the book, as they call it in theater, uh, is really bad. And I get that you're taking a book and really condensing it down into about a 2 hour musical. Um, but I really thought it was just very poorly done. Um, I feel like there were too many things where you just had to infer, oh, this must have happened, or um, yeah, I don't know. There wasn't to me the musical did not have enough exposition, if you will. Now going to see the movie, I went in with a pessimistic view. I am not an Ariana Grande fan. I don't find her singing to be that great. I think it's pretty emotionless. I think she has a nice sounding voice, but I don't feel anything when I listen to her. Um, Similarly, Cynthia Erivo, from the few things that I've heard or seen her, I've never been significantly impressed. I've thought she's technically she can sing well, but never felt really emotion. So going to see the movie, I will say I was more impressed with it than I expected to be. I thought it was cinematically well done. Again, big sets, big costumes. Um, the choreography, especially like Dancing Through Life, I think was an amazing number. Um, Vocally, though, I was not impressed with either of them. Um, Especially comparing the night before of hearing Chenoweth and Menzel, their performances, and to me, they were raw, they were gritty. Like you could hear emotion in their voices, and I did not feel that. There were a couple points where I did, to give full credit, especially Cynthia Erivo, the song, you know,
The Wizard and I.
"No, I'm Not That Girl."
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
that number, I felt some. I didn't feel a ton, but I felt more than I did with most other numbers. And I really wanted to, especially like with the ending with Defying Gravity, like I will say every time I've heard Defying Gravity, even just a soundtrack, like hearing Adina do that number, and then at the end, like you can feel something, and I really didn't feel it. Um, but
I did.
all that to say, it wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think it was a good, big budget movie. It was good for a musical movie. If you compare to a lot of the other musical movies that get done, I think
Yeah.
it definitely is better than most. I
And
definitely think it was true to the Broadway show,
yeah.
which is a thing that often gets missed when musicals are turned into movies.
Right.
Um, and Cal D asks, how do get into stage behind the scenes stuff? I used to know a guy, carpentry and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
that's. I mean, so with most things, I think it's just if you there's a if there's a local theater, um,
Community
most of the,
theater is
yeah, there's a lot
they are
volunteer.
always looking for set builders.
Yeah, so you can just volunteer, and then they're and that could lead into other things. Because people know people, and they're like, hey, this guy worked on this set. You need somebody? Hey, they need help over here. Could you maybe lend them a hand? Sure, and that could lead to more jobs and so on and so forth. Um, Again, actually, I was talking to one of my actresses today, and she was saying that her husband, yeah, he works in Hollywood, and it's not even about, and it's not that he really, it's his friends were already doing the stuff in the industry, and so now he showed interest in it, and now he's doing you know set design stuff, and it's like, yo, what? Like, and again, it's one of those things. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, especially in Hollywood, but and also in theater,
Not even
just
just
getting
in
your name.
Hollywood. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but I was working with IATSE back right after high school.
Oh yeah.
Um, and for those of you that don't know what IATSE is, it's the Professional Stagehand Union, basically. Um, I worked on a number of events with IATSE on the overhire list. The problem was to make it like a full time job, you had to be able to drop everything when they called. So if they called me and said, "Hey, Mark, we've got this show happening in San Jose. We need you for 2 days. Here's load in this time, load out, whatever. Can you do it?" And you have to say yes or no right then and there. You can't think about it really. And if you say no, then especially on the overhire list, you basically bump down to the bottom. And in order to make your way onto the what they call the C list, you had to work 60 days in a calendar year to get on officially onto the C list.
Oh wow.
And I tried for a year, and I literally took every single thing I could. And I think I only ended up with like 18 total days.
Wow.
So, but I did move up the list, the overhire list. I was higher on the overhire list than some people.
Right.
But the problem was, unless you have a job that's like really cool with you just calling
Dropping.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere or whatever,
Right.
which generally isn't the case. Um, so unfortunately, it wasn't a feasible, realistic option for me. But I love the work, and it was easy. I mean, honestly, I remember working in an event for the first ever Apple iPod. Was it? It was they were releasing the iPod Touch, and it was like a U2 version where it came with like the whole U2 library and all of this stuff. And Bono was there, and the Edge was there, and got to meet both those guys. Got to meet Steve Jobs, and it was a 3 day thing. It was like a day of load in, a day of like events and stuff, and then a day of load out. And um, I honestly worked in those 3 days. When I say work, I mean like physically moving stuff or, whatever, maybe a total of 6 hours. But I got paid for 32 hours over those 3 days.
Sheesh.
And it was a
Jeez,
lot of money. I think I made in 3 days like $1,500, which at 19, I think I was huge, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I said, just trying to bide your
Yeah.
time to move up that list. That's the hard part about professional theater and like or professional even movies and stuff. Trying to
Mhm.
get on those lists and move up, it's not easy.
No.
So you got to be down for the grind. You've got to hopefully have a spouse or somebody else that makes a crap ton of money so you can be available to do that.
Or you're both doing the same thing, and so
Hopefully you're picking up enough time between the two of you.
yeah.
We got Jimmy checking in. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
But going back to Wicked,
What's happening?
I think overall it was fine. I'll watch the second one. And you lied to me.
What?
You told me that Steven Schwartz was not in it, and he was.
Oh, I said I didn't know.
He's the one at the end of the song. What's the song where they go into the Emerald City?
The
Um,
one one
One fine day.
undead, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
whatever.
So that number, at the end of that number, one of the guards says, "The wizard will see you now." That was
Oh, that
Stephen
was him.
Schwartz.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't recognize him. That's all. I'm just saying. Like when I saw like Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth made an appearance, and
I will say, so that number was new. That's not from the musical, which you lied. You said there wasn't anything new.
again, I
Uh,
said I don't think there was anything new. I haven't listened to the soundtrack. I haven't listened to this to the Wicked soundtrack in quite some time.
okay. Well, that was a new number. And, my wife made a really good comment, and I agree with her that they probably shouldn't have done that because I think for anyone that was or is a fan of the original Broadway and was or is a fan of Chenoweth and Menzel, um, it probably actually did more harm than good to hear the two of them singing together this number and how well again they perform and I think it almost detracted from the film.
I mean, I disagree with that. I think like I was just like, oh, that's I thought that was for me. It was like, oh, that's a really cool, you know, homage to the originals. But yeah, I didn't. It for me, it didn't detract anything.
So you're just a fanboy out for the movie then?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I fell in love with it. I saw like the I didn't think, I didn't get to see Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth perform it. I mean, I saw like clips and stuff of them doing it. I never actually got to see them do it. When I saw the I remember the actresses who were playing, but I mean, they were really good. And I bought the soundtrack that night, and I played the hell out of that thing. I played, played a lot, and I really enjoyed it. I hadn't listened to it in some time, so so I went in again. It was fresh. I remembered a lot of the songs. I remember some of the stuff, but it was kind of a reintroduction to me. And I really enjoyed Cynthia Erivo. I am Vera Arde. So I was I was I remember I remember seeing her. I don't remember seeing Ariana like throughout the run up to it. Um, like when I heard them talking about it and stuff like that. But I was like, oh, all right, cool. Like, and so like I said, I was excited to go see it, and I quite enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it just as much as I did when I saw the musical the first time. So,
And I'm not sure if Jimmy's referring to your story that's annoying or if he's referring to you're super glitchy right now.
oh, that's weird because that was the glitchiness. When you were talking, it was glitching for me. I didn't hear that part.
Hmm.
I heard what you were saying, but I didn't.
Interesting. I wonder if it's me. So Kel D says, I'll pass. I want to see a stage show. Haven't been in a while. Theater to show ain't it for me. And Jimmy says, I have no idea what he's talking about anymore because of the cutting out. Yeah, that's you, James.
Oh, I don't know.
And Jeff says that he bets you painted your face and dressed up.
No, most certainly did not.
Well, I guess since you've got a crappy connection and it doesn't seem to be getting any better, I will just
Really weird.
wrap us up with this. Have you watched the first two episodes of Skeleton Crew?
Yes.
And without going into the too much detail, what are your thoughts so far?
Uh, Interesting. I'm it was one of those things. Was seeing a neighborhood in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of weird. I was like, I mean, we've seen villages and stuff, but actually seeing like a full on like developed like a
Like an Earth-based
or
type
yeah, like type
suburb.
yeah, set up and like the track housing and everything else. It was I will say that that bus system's kind of cool. I do not mind that bus system.
So did you watch
Track. There's like a light
both
rail.
episodes or just the first one?
I watched both episodes, and then like just these, you know, just these characters, and actually some of these, you know, this is another characters animation and in and you know some in video games, some in uh, some in wars, bad. Yeah, so far and against it. I'm interested kind of see where it goes from here.
Yeah, and Jeff asked, "Did Tyrus make an appearance driving a bus?" And the short answer is no. But you know who did make an appearance? Steven Urkel.
In
Did you catch
the
that
in
in the vice? No, he had like one eye
like
covered.
like the glass over the.
Yeah, yeah, that was Jaleel
Didn't
White.
realize that was him. Oh, nice.
Well, I think unfortunately, because of your crappy internet connection, I think we have to call this one.
All right, I don't know what's going on. That's weird.
Well, thank you all for being here. Check in our pod miss tomorrow. We will either have one with just the two of us, or we'll have two separate ones where we'll be doing day 5. James will be doing the beer advent, and I'll be doing my 5th whiskey tour of the world. So look forward to it. And just because I don't know if James is even still there, I'll go ahead and say goodnight for both of us. And
I'm still here.
we'll see you real soon.